Hello and welcome to this short demonstration video of the Spellbook. The Spellbook is a LFO device for Macs for Live. Basically it extracts modulation signals from different sacred shapes. You choose a few here. So what happens basically is when the dot moves upward, the Y value increases, and as the dot moves to the left, the X value decreases. So it's X minimum, X maximum, Y minimum, Y maximum. And here you have 8 outputs. So for instance, if we map, we will use the phaser to have a better visualization. For instance, here you see X and Y, you see X, Y, and now you can see that this shape here is drawn here. And as we start to spin it, the dot is having a bit more problems moving correctly according to the symbol, which introduces some interesting modulations. We can use the, let's see, we have the CV tools. We can have a look at the different signals. For instance, here we take the X value and map it here to the, and we can see how it, this is basically the output signal. And as we start to spin it, it starts behaving weirdly. And each symbol has its own signature. Let's see. Start to spin a bit. Come on. Yeah. And then we have the, let's see. We have the pentagram. Looks like this. Septagram. So these are all basically pretty unique shapes, well, unique modulation signals. I think we will start to see here. This is, let's see, this one looks a bit like a ramp, which is cool. The Valknut. So that's the basic principle of it. And then we can use this to map to different parameters. So let's say we have the X value on the frequency here. So as the X value decreases, it pulls the filter back. And we can change the range here if we don't want it to go all the way. So now it's only moving within this area here, which is somewhere here. So you see that it doesn't go as deep. And then if we play the sound. And then we can use another X. We can invert it and put it on a reverb. So that when the filter goes down, the reverb goes up, which creates a kind of feeling that the object is moving away in a cave or something. Here we can also move the range of the dry wet for the reverb. And of course we can map this to any, let's see, if we want to have it here. Put it on a delay if we want. You can map it to, and then of course you can map it to anything. You can split this signal if you wanted to control this one. You can have this one going here. And you can do internal modulations, for instance here, if you want to modulate the range. So you see, so now the F delay will start to have a bit more of an organic kind of morphing output modulation, and you can modulate the spin. So if you push here, this is a different mode. So now when it's in the outskirts, it's max value and minimum in the middle. So as you see now, that when the dot goes to the sides, the spin frequency is increased, and we can flip it so that it starts spinning when it's in the middle. We can have an interesting morphing kind of. Yeah. And of course you can add more if you want. You can make it go faster. Let's see here. The frequency, for instance, here we can make it go faster. So it's the same master clock, only 4 times faster, 8 times faster, 6 if you want. And you can have this one. This is the dry wet here. You can make that go faster as well if you want. Or if you want to go slower, or if you want to go the y-axis, you can flip between whatever you want. And then if you want to add more modulations, let's see, the phaser, maybe we want it. So you see here, if I put it at 0, I'm basically moving the dry wet. But then if I want it to move within a certain range, you can go crazy, just modulate anything. Go slower, faster, X, Y, and you can experiment. Here you can flip the global direction if you want. If you want it to go synced to your project. So now it takes 4 bars for it to go from point to point, and you can change it to 1 full lap. So it's 4 bars for 1 full lap of the shape. And then if you change the shape, of course you get a different character of the modulation. Yeah, and you can open here, and you have you can offset each output so that they are a bit out of phase from each other, which can give interesting stuff when you're working with drones or whatever. And you can also change the spin read speed for each output, which basically spins this one faster or slower for each output, so it's like multiplied into 8. And that's and you basically, it's an LFO, so people who have been using LFOs before will know how it works. The cool thing about this particular LFO is basically that it extracts the shapes or the outputs from this shape, which gives unique LFO signals. And also we have these interesting ways of reading the value, and also that we can have these multipliers which are in sync with each other, so they are floating in and out of each other, going faster and slower, which basically we can you can map this to, you have a maximum 16 outputs, so you can have one on one channel, and you can basically control 16 parameters across 16 different channels if you want, and thus having like one master clock or whatever that's just controlling a lot of frequencies and making your project modulate in unison, kind of like it's like a braided modulations. You can use it on, well, whatever, as you see here, any parameter in any effect. You can use it on the attack and decay of a hi-hat, or as you see here on the filter cutoff, which is common, dry, wet, or yeah, there are no limits basically. You can modulate any parameter in Ableton basically. You can just go crazy with it. So this is the first plugin we make, and we are making more. There will be a few variations on this idea, and we will develop it and make more versions with more functions. And but I'm very happy with this device, and I hope that it will be inspiring for you. Have fun.